Well, today is January 5th, 2017. This is episode 3 of my germinating vlog for super hot peppers. Arugula scorpion today. Since yesterday, we have gotten one. Barely see it. Let's see if I can get that thing in there. Yeah, there you go. You see that little sprout? It's popped out. That's gonna be sown tonight. Carolina Reaper. Since yesterday, out of all the seeds, only one has sprouted. Just barely see that little white sprout there. Ghost. Yeah, Ghost is doing good again. In 1 day's period, you got 2 more seeds popped with sprouts. Here, one there. Remember to keep the wet paper towel super saturated, but not totally dripping, but close to it. And Trinidad Cherry Red. In 1 day's time, out of these seeds, only one is sprouted. It's been a couple of, maybe about 4 days since I've gotten a sprout out of the yellow 7-pot seeds. Still not anything really happening here. I see a little white spot on this one seed, but that's really, I don't see a sprout coming out of it. 7-pot Douglas, probably about 3 or 4 days ago was the last time I got a seed that sprouted out of this. And still see nothing here. So no luck on, no sprouts on this particular one. No sprouts out of the Trinidad Scorpion Sweet since yesterday. So nothing will be sowed today from this group. Okay, so the group 3 germinating pod thingamajigger here. Today I've, sort of a recap, I've basically planted the ones in this in the clouded area in this chart today on 1/5/17. Right, not too bad for 1 day. So yeah, this thing is, the number 3 is starting to fill out. I started this number 3 group on 2 days ago, and it's almost only got 4 more slots left. Watered the pod. I'm going to water all 3 of these pod groupings. This is number 3. I just watered it before I put it back in the under the domes, clear domes. I brought group 1's the pod group out here, group 1. As you can tell, the pods. I mean, I just moistened number 3, the one I just showed you a second ago. But in 1 day's time, you can see that's the moisture from, I watered this one the night before. It's the same level. You can tell that these have all, maybe about a little over half of them are starting to get dry on the top. The soil's getting dry on the top, so they need to be need to be watered again, because these are under a lot of heat, just shy of 90 degrees. So they evaporate quite a bit in 1 day. So as you can see here, I've reiterating, I've highlighted the ones on this chart here where I've mapped it out. The ones that have sprouted, it looks like a T there. Those are the ones that have sprouted since I planted those way back in December 21st. And the reason all these have not grown, here's a good lesson here. The reason all these pods have not really taken off, except for the ones in the T, is because when I planted them, they had not sprouted yet. They were just seeds and had not sprouted. So this is sort of like a control group to show you what happens when you plant the seeds before they start to sprout in those wet paper towels. And I just finished watering number 1. So getting ready to put it under the dome. Every night I water these because they're under a lot of heat. So you got to water them every night. And and here's number 2 pod germination pod group. Like I said in the previous a few seconds ago, for number 1, the same is happening on number 2. The ones that have been highlighted on this map are the ones that have sprouted. You can see that they've sprouted, and there hasn't been any progress on that. No new, the ones that in the past day or two that are not highlighted have still not sprouted, have not popped. So now the difference between pod group 1 that I just showed you and pod group 2, which is what I'm showing you right now, is that all of these are mostly ghost. And like I said before, ghosts are, pretty super hot, but they are also pretty hardy, and they seem to sprout real easy compared to, like, let's say a Trinity or a Trinidad scorpion, or a 7-pot, or a Carolina Reaper, at least from what I've experienced so far. In addition, all of these ghosts had sprouted in the wet paper towels, so they're primed to really pop and sprout. So these other ones that have not sprout, well, there's one there on the bottom left. It says December 30th, bottom left, and the one on the bottom right, ghost, even though it's highlighted, it had sprouted, but I guess the heat had gotten to it, so it died. Also on number 2, you can see the top left, and there's two. The top left one, which is this one, has sprouted, so I'm going to highlight it. And also this one here has done the same, so I'll highlight that to show the progress. Additionally, the bottom left one, I haven't highlighted that one yet because it hadn't sprouted or popped, but that's this one here. And I was almost like giving up. I thought maybe it had died or something, but then I come over here and I'm seeing that something is coming out right here. You can barely see it. Just about right here. Right there. So even though it's been over a week, it's just now coming in, so you just have to be patient. So I'm going to go ahead and highlight that one out as having popped. And I just finished watering all the pods that were dry, because, like as I said, in a 1-day period when they're under in these domes that are within a little less than 90 degrees, they evaporate a lot of heat. I mean, a lot of the moisture in these pods. So every day you have to water them. So I just finished doing that. I'm getting ready to put it under the dome. This is pod grouping 2. Okay, well, I've gone through and I've shown you the mappings and all the different things that were happening with these seeds that I'm germinating in these 3 different pod groupings. pod group, this is pod group 1, 2, and 3 are under the heat lamp. Now, getting ready to put them under the dome. There's a couple of things I want to note here. Pod grouping 1, which is this one here, I had it sitting over here yesterday, and it was a little too close to this heat lamp. And what ended up happening is these last 3 pods down here, you can see that they're kind of shriveled up. Basically, it looks like the non-true leaves have died off there, so it looks like the heat got to them. So I'm putting them too close to this heat lamp. So what I need to do is this group number 2 is the closest to the heat lamp today. I need to get these really as far away as I can right now, instead of the 3 yesterday that were down here in this grouping. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this to the one closest to the heat lamp today. Put it over here So it's a little further away, and won't see as bad of a direct heat on the. So those should work well. And then I'm going to give this one a break, especially the ones on the back here that I said were dying or dead. So I'm putting them over on this, which is a little further away from the heat lamp. They are spindly, a little longer than I would like to see. Spindly, really long stems. I mean, shoots coming off right now. I'm going to have to do something about this because it shouldn't be this long this early. So this is something I'm going to have to deal with. All three of these groupings are now watered completely. I'm getting ready to put the domes on. All right, the domes are on, and we're almost done for the night. The one good thing about the domes, the reason we really have these on here, is to trap the heat from the grow light, so that it's trapped within this within the domed area to keep it below 90 degrees. Now the moisture is going to evaporate off of the soil pretty quickly during the course of one day, and it's going to condense on the top of the domes, and then drip down, and then fall down to the. It'll condense down here, so you're going to see puddles of water down here, a bunch of puddles, but and that's to be expected. So